The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, I'm Representative Al Baldasaro from Londonderry, and this is the only show where a Republican gets to slap around a Democrat for an hour, and it's called The Art of Politics. Nowhere in the state of New Hampshire do you see a show like this on regular TV. And my good friend, Democrat, Representative Ken Gidge from Nashua. Where you been, Ken?
Excuse me, this is our show. Yeah, this is. I have to apologize to you and Richard. Last week, I just forgot there was a show. I think you know I did have a back operation, and I was on some pills, and I
no
just
excuse.
No, that's awful.
No excuse.
Any time to I'm going to tell you.
Rich and I sat here waiting patiently for you.
I know.
That's no excuse.
I know. I want to talk quickly. Then we can go into other subjects, obviously. I want to talk about us up in Concord passing laws to tighten up people getting drugs. Okay? The great problem on that is, and I experienced it, the great problem on that is I had a serious operation. I needed some strong medication. There is a strong medication, but there's some new medication that's not as strong, all right? But it hasn't been tested out that much. I take it, and I hallucinated. I'm talking in my sleep.
Well, that's probably from the lobotomy.
I'm having conversations with people.
Did you get a lobotomy? Or
yeah, it was a.
Yeah.
So I go to the doctor. I says, "Oh, hold on a second." He says, "Well, you can't take this." I says, "Why?" He says, "Because it's addicting." I says, "Excuse me, I'm of this age. I am not going to." You can. So we have to sort of get this straight. Nobody in this day and age, maybe except for me, should go through pain, all right? I understand all the trouble, but the people who are there, who are in the hospital, who have major operations, the doctors know what to give them, but now they're all afraid to give people the right medicine, and then I got the wrong medicine. And if I would have gotten in my car and started driving around, which I did, by the way.
Right, but does it say on there that you're not supposed to drive?
Everything says you're not supposed to drive.
Then you shouldn't drive then.
Well, you're right. But the problem was that the mind wasn't there.
Well, the mind's never there anyway. We know that. That's nothing new.
But don't we occasionally, let's face facts. This is a serious thing that's taking place. But don't we over...
Well, you know, the Veterans Hospital cleaned up their act there on this here because they used to issue out oxycodons like candy.
Yeah.
And I used to get 90, or so pills
all
the time.
That's wrong.
But they changed that. And what it is, I stopped them because I said, I don't want this stuff.
Yes.
Okay? And I broke my pelvis in 3 places.
Yes.
I have mesh holder muscles. I injured my spine.
Yeah.
So I'm on medicine constantly. I take tramadol and I take these acetaminophen, high dosage, for the pain that I have. And I've been going, last couple of months, I had to go get 2 shots. One first
well,
shot.
You're going to have an operation on your back.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get cut. I already decided.
No, you are.
I'll deal with it.
No, you are.
Pain
You can't deal with
is
it.
weakness, even the body. So I deal with it. Been dealing with it for years. since I broke my pelvis in right after Desert Storm.
Well, I am, for some reason, it's our generation that will put up with the pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put up with it.
All right, I deal with it.
And so when I walk into a doctor, and the doctor is of my generation or just a tiny bit younger, they know that we will suck up the pain.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll give us. But when you say, "Look, I'm in pain," and they give you this junk, and I call them up. I says, "I can't take this. This is driving me crazy." I go in there. "Well, you said you couldn't take this." I said, "I never said that." "Oh," I go in there. "You smoke." He says, "I don't smoke." "Well, you're a drinker. You're drinking." I says, "I don't drink at all." And they got someone's wrong.
Right, information.
Yeah, and I'm going, hold on a second. This is a major operation. This is
right.
Anyway.
What
So,
do you actually have done?
Well, 10 years ago, I had a back operation where they had to open up the spine a little and move things around. I said that was okay. And he said quite simply, "This is very high. Your lower back it could last your whole life, but you may need another operation." I said, "Okay." And I woke up one day and I'm on a cane. A week later, I called them up. He said, "Okay." So they set it up and they took out the old screws. Then they put in something, they put the new one, they put in something called a bullet. What this does is it goes in and it divides where nothing touches one another. Then they put below that something else. They had a particular name for it. It had to be smaller than the bullet.
Right.
And then they did like 4 to 6 screws back in. So this was like a double operation. Now, I feel great now. And
That's good.
I didn't have any problems. I had the pain, but I had no problems other than the medication. And if they would have given me something to kill the pain, the fact is that we occasionally, and people have to understand this, we do overdo it occasionally, don't we?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
And
A lot of people do.
And and I know.
And that's why we got a lot of people that went from because they couldn't get access to the pain pills that they were addicted on to other areas, opiates. It's causing a lot of problems.
Absolutely. Before I went to the main doctor, I went to another doctor who sent me to the main doctor. He writes a prescription out for me. Before he does, he gets on the computer and he looks up my name because we're all now, everyone's
to check to see if your doctor's
and
shopping.
He turns around and he says, "You're as clean as could be."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, what do you mean?" He says, "You've had nothing." So he writes me this minor prescription. So I guess what I'm trying to say to people is we do our best up there, but and I know, Al, there are people up there who really, really, really want to get their names like on a bill, and so they push it, and they exaggerate, and then what does it take? It takes people like you and me to back it up.
Right.
And we don't like doing that.
Well, the reason I just pulled my phone out while you were talking, because I was invited to an event in Washington, D.C. It's called the PsychPack National Summit. And what it is, it's dealing with the basically psychology and drugs and other stuff there.
Oh, good, yeah.
And it's put on by the Council of State Governments, CSG.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when I was a guest in Connecticut, where I talked about veterans track courts, veterans courts, and I spoke on how I passed legislation here in New Hampshire, for the veterans courts.
Yes.
And then Joe Mancha from Department of Health and Services, also who was a guest speaker, also talked about ask the question, because what it is we have these in different clinics. We have representatives in there asking, "Are you a veteran? Are you a veteran family member? Is your veteran deployed? Has he been deployed?" Because what we're finding out is the veterans that are coming back with PTSD, it rolls down to the children. Okay, in the families.
It would, wouldn't it?
And it's causing problems in the family.
Yeah, because if a person goes back and reacts, the kids,
Right. So Joe Mancha, who did a great job, we started this program called Ask the Question. And we're getting all the hospitals and everyone to ask the question. Even in the schools, we wanted the same thing, because we have a school compact. And it's good for the teachers to understand if you have a child whose father or mother's deployed, if he's a problem, if there's issues going on with that child, to know You know what I mean? Rather than just say, oh, he's a crazy kid and we got problems, put him in a special. Look and see what's going on with the child. You know, if the family is deployed and or the father just come home from deployment and he's not normal. It took me a while to get back on track when I got back from
And you,
from
whatever
Desert Storm.
arguments you had, your kids would pick up on
Right,
it.
they pick up on it and rubs off on
You
them.
know, every woman out there, if you like this man or not, kiss him on the lips next time you see him, because you are truly an individual who really works for the vets. No joke. Sometimes you're a little rough around the edges and you're a little scary
Well,
to
that's
a
because I'm
couple
not a
people.
politician. I don't want to be a
Please,
politician.
I don't know the
I'm an elected official.
Yes. Yeah. All
A
right.
politician, I got to tell people what they want to hear for a vote. I don't care. Vote me out. Okay? If you want something that tells you like it is, I'm your guy.
And that's what you told Trump,
That's what I said to Trump right in the beginning.
right? When he came
And
here.
I even told him I wasn't looking for a job. You know, which I'm not. I have a lot of medical issues, but I deal with, this is my way of giving back, okay, to help other veterans, not just in New Hampshire. I deal with veterans all around the country.
Well, you know, I've said this before. I don't like your president or the candidate, but I always said, you hopped on the right train at the right time because you got more out about the veterans
Well, I seen
in a
somebody
short
give.
period of time than a lot of other people.
Right.
And you know, maybe you should get an award for that.
I don't want an award. I don't,
Well,
you know
can
what?
I get it?
You know, on any of my bills, I don't do ceremonial signings and look what I did, this and that. You know, my name's probably, I probably in 11 years, I'm willing to bet I probably got my name on over 50-something bills that have passed, if not more, that are law.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
I've been heavy involved with
Yes.
a lot of stuff, not just veterans, elderly, and, you know, myself and Catherine Rogers worked cross-party lines, and she'd tell you straight up, she's the biggest progressive in the state. You know, but she's a friend. We worked hand in hand. We worked hand in hand on
We did
with the security at the State House.
This is really amazing. I walk in there, and you walk into the security. Well, we can now tell it. You'd walk in at our State House. I have been there and talked to people who come from other states and said, where are the metal detectors? We have none.
We don't need them.
But we have a police officer or a security person sitting right there. So you walk in, they can see. So I go over and I look and I said, they must have a shotgun here or something. I said, aren't you armed? And they said, no. So I go, whoa, hold on a second. So you two, we hit together, right? And what do? They said, don't say anything because we wanted to
do it quietly.
Because we wanted to go through. All right.
But the security there knew.
They had no security.
That house.
They had no guns.
Right. When the legislators are there, that house is one of the safest state houses in the country.
Well,
they knew that. You know what I mean? Because you had a state police there, and many legislators are carrying it, except the Democrats. They're scared.
Do you know in 45 seconds or less, you can just walk to the governor's office. Running, you can get there probably in about 16 seconds. Now, the question is, if you don't have somebody who can protect or not have enough time to call the governor's office to make
the
sure
governor
that...
has a state trooper with him all the time.
Well, yes,
All the
but
time.
the state trooper's here and the governor's there.
No. It's in his office.
No, I was
He has
there.
his own state trooper
Yes,
assigned to him.
I know they do. But having said that, we did, all right, do this.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm for, everybody should have a gun. I'm for, let's try to get secure. And the other thing is,
I am for every law-abiding citizen to have a gun. You're not. I am.
No, that's
To
not
protect
true.
their
No. The only thing I ever voted against was carrying a concealed weapon without some identification that the police would know. In other words, if you're stopped and the police says, are you carrying? And you say yes, you should at least have something on you with serial numbers or something. They'll feel comfortable. That's the only thing.
Why?
All right.
Tell me why.
Well, I think if you look around the country and see what's happening with good police doing bad things or bad people doing good things to police, all of a sudden you realize people are getting shot when they don't have guns, people are getting shot when they do have guns.
If you're a law-abiding citizen, the police already done a check before they even got out of their car. Okay, on your license plate. They already know who you are.
Well,
You know, 9 out of 10 times, I'm
A
sure.
guy
Because our
had
police,
a
many here in
gentleman.
New Hampshire, very
Yes,
professional
a gentleman
individuals.
had a gun and he had a permit, and he was in the car he didn't own. And when he came up, okay, he said, "I have a permit for the gun," and somebody in the back seat's yelling and screaming, and the cop panics, and he tries to go back to get something, not the gun, but to show that he had a permit, and they shoot him. Well,
When did this happen?
I don't want to get into it.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, well, I'll
Never
tell
heard
you.
of it. You just think of that up there?
No.
Never heard of it.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
No.
I just
you
my
would.
whole point is no. My whole point. That's all. I don't want that to
Right.
happen.
Okay. But it hasn't happened yet in New Hampshire. Very New Hampshire
Suicides.
police, very great.
Suicides.
Yeah, what
How many
about it?
suicides by guns in New Hampshire?
I don't know.
You want to know something?
I haven't got that number.
You want to know something?
What's that?
They won't tell you.
No.
You want to know why?
Mhm.
Because they don't want people to know.
No,
that
no,
people. They will say the gun went off by accident and he was killed or she was killed. Suicides are awful with guns.
Well, it depends on if they. Most suicides leave a note. Okay, and the reason why I know it because I've seen a couple myself.
Yeah.
My time as a Marine. You know, they leave a note why. You know, of course, some they're suicide by cop. You know, they try to take
I
on a
know,
police officer knowing they want to get killed.
I also.
And I feel bad for that cop there to be put in that position.
Well, yeah. We've said this before. We've talked about this before. You don't want, if you have guns in your house and you store them away. Do you have a safe, or I won't ask?
No, I do. I have a safe.
Don't answer
No,
that.
I
okay.
will.
All right,
I have
you
a
do.
safe.
You do have a safe. So your guns are in the safe. Okay.
But I also have some open in certain areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about someone steals it and they go out and kill somebody? Are you
Well,
liable?
They can do the same thing in my car.
No.
if I look for
Are
my
you
car.
liable?
No, I'm not.
You're not liable?
No.
Well.
What if they steal my car and
Okay.
they
No.
kill somebody? What's the difference?
No.
What's the difference?
There's a big difference.
How?
Okay. Well.
Look at these people that are using cars to kill people.
I'll tell you how.
Banned cars.
If you had something, just a gun trigger thing, and then for them to open it, they'd have to break the gun.
No,
if you
that's
had,
not true.
If you had
That is
triggers
not
on your
true.
car, they couldn't get in there.
A gun trigger, all you do is you put it on the table with a screwdriver, boom, with a hammer, in the little key thing, okay, and it popped.
I come from an
Give it a break.
inventor's family. I guarantee you one
Give it a
can be
break, will
made.
you? I do have gun triggers. And,
All right, okay.
They, you know, to me, they're useless if
All
somebody
right,
breaks
I
in
have
my house.
we've talked about this before. Now, you know that you can on your
The fingerprint.
fingerprint.
Yeah, right.
So how about if you had a gun? Now, your wife, you can have 5 fingerprints, let's say, and you can redo it if you want to. How about if you had a gun, all you do is, or your palm print, it's half a second, and you can shoot it. After you shoot it once, you can give it to a 6-year-old kid, and they can do everything they want with nothing can happen.
If the
If
technology,
they steal the gun.
if the technology is cheap, where an everyday individual can afford it, I'd say yeah. But I wouldn't force it on them.
Well, the technology doesn't have, and you want to know the truth.
It's expensive.
No, you're absolutely incorrect.
And I own more guns than you'd ever
Well,
dream of, Ken.
I'm going to tell you a story about this gun.
Mhm.
Guy owned a gun store, and the company came in and said, "This is what we have." So we put one in his shop. Well, a couple people came in and said, "Hey, the government can read this. The government can get your fingerprint. The government can do this." He's going, no. They told me it's. So he had to go and sit on do a YouTube thing, swearing that he's going to take it out of his shop and never put it back in there. Is there anything that we can do that would help stop people from shooting people with your guns? No.
I'll tell you what. Show me where the problem is in New Hampshire that you want to fix. In New Hampshire, we're legislators for New Hampshire. Show me where the problem is in New Hampshire we got to fix.
You know, when you make a statement like that,
We can't fix
no,
Chicago
hold
or
on,
New Hampshire.
hold on a second. When you make a statement like that, I think you forget, or we forget, or I forget, that if something, New Hampshire's had a lot of firsts, okay? if there's one, and how you guys say, if there's one person that commits suicide with somebody else's gun and they could get it, and if you had a fingerprint and he couldn't shoot it, and you say to me, name one, I'll bet you I can name a dozen. We just don't know them. Having said that, if we did this in New Hampshire, all right, you didn't have to buy it. It's just available for you to get.
Okay, right. But should we make, if it's available, people will buy it.
Question.
But once the government
Is
tells
it
them you
in
have to.
no, is it in gun stores?
What's that?
There's fingerprint.
Yeah.
Is it in gun stores?
Yeah, it's called a trigger gun lock. Yes.
No. I'm talking about on the gun. I'm talking about on the gun.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen any on the
I
gun.
have.
No, they got them out, but it's not in gun stores. I haven't seen.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not
there
in gun
may be.
stores because
Yeah.
your great company doesn't want. Okay, so let me try to explain. All I'm saying to you and trying to say to people is I don't want to take guns away from people. All right? But since the technology is here, all right, and you by accident leave your, let's say, door open to your gun. Let's say somebody comes in and steals it. They're not going to be able to shoot that gun without your fingerprint. Now, having said that, you don't have to buy it. But if we started this here in New Hampshire, if we put a bill in that you don't have to buy it, but it's available in New Hampshire.
But it's available
if
now.
we put
Why
a
do you need
bill in,
law? Why do you need a law? It's all right if it's available. I'm looking
It's
right
not
now.
in.
There's a true mechanical override. You can have 3 people at once with their fingerprints there for a certain this gun. But that's for new guns.
Okay.
What about all the old guns that we have now? Are you going to make us get rid of those and get new guns?
No one said that. No, I didn't say that.
Okay, well, what are you saying
You
then?
guys don't agree on anything.
No, you're damn right.
Would you do it in the new guns?
What? Because you can already do it.
Would you do it in the new guns?
If it was the right price and I wanted something like that, I would buy it.
If you wanted something like
Yeah.
that. And how about if
But it's my choice.
But how about if you, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But you guys don't agree on anything.
Like what?
All right.
No, we don't agree with you.
Find a gun store in New Hampshire that has one of those guns. All right. They don't have them.
No, I'm willing
Because
to bet
the
they do.
NRA says
No, that's not true. That's not true. The NRA leaves it to choice. Okay.
Oh, that's bull.
Yeah, that's choice
Leave it
of
to
the
choice.
individual.
That's
not
garbage.
government involvement.
But you won't even agree that you should have something if you leave the house. If someone goes into your house and steals your gun and it's available and goes and kills someone, you don't want to be responsible for it? You want to be responsible for it?
Am I responsible if somebody steals my car?
No. Don't play that game.
No, what's the difference?
Don't play that game.
What's the difference?
Because
no, I'm not.
Because I can
That's
go.
my castle.
Because
That's my castle.
I can say to you, you can do the same thing with a car with a fingerprint. It won't start without your fingerprint. So don't give me, or someone with a rock or a knife. I got that. I know how this all works. But what I'm trying to say is, when you
not
see,
responsible.
hold on a second. When you see a guy in Las Vegas shooting and killing all those people, okay? All right. Now, I say, wait a minute. He bought those guns all legal. He got them into that room, and this guy did it, all right? Do I say we should pass laws for what? Have windows that you can't break so you can't shoot out? Check every bag that goes into a casino to see what's in it? You can't do that. Something like this is always going to happen. But what is this thing that takes a gun and makes it into a machine? What's that called?
Oh, they call it the bump. Yeah, the new bump.
Have you ever heard of that before?
No, I never. That's the first time I heard of it.
All right, now you know what it is. Would you make it illegal in New Hampshire? You wouldn't make it illegal?
No, not at all.
In other words, you could take a regular gun and turn it into a machine gun. That's okay?
No, you can't turn it into a machine gun. It's just the recoil and the buffers of the weapon just causes the round to go, to be able to be ready to shoot another bullet fast.
Excuse me, you put your hand on it, it keeps shooting, just like a machine gun.
No, you don't hold it, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Well,
would you make that illegal?
No.
If that turned a regular gun, single shot, into a machine gun, you would not make that illegal.
No, I wouldn't.
So you would say everyone could have a machine gun if they wanted one?
There's already thousands of them out there now.
Question, right now,
thousands of them
are
out
you
there now.
saying you wouldn't pass a law to make that illegal?
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
And the reason why I wouldn't, because I think because of one case, okay, you all want to change the gun laws and everything else. One evil person. I don't even think he was crazy. I think he was an evil, evil person. Okay? This guy that did the shooting. Now, I wish we knew why he did it, but there's millions of them already out there, already sold.
But you see,
how do you
the
control
scary,
that?
the scary,
How do you control
the
that?
scary part is, this is the scary part.
What is the reason for our
You
Second
didn't
Amendment?
even know they existed.
What is it? No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
But I found out a lot of people
But
in New Hampshire own
now
them.
you know you can turn a regular gun
But I know a lot of
into
people
a machine
in New
gun.
Hampshire.
You would not make that illegal.
But I know a lot of people in New Hampshire own them.
The
They're law-abiding
question
citizens.
is, would you make that illegal?
What don't you understand? Are you stupid? Is the medication screwing up your brain? I already said no. I answered it.
So,
I'm not
ladies and
scared to
gentlemen,
say
he'll
it.
let you have a machine gun if you want one.
Do you know New Hampshire's probably one of the states in the country that owns more machine guns? Did you know that?
They're illegal.
No, they're not illegal.
Machine guns
You
are not
need
illegal.
a federal license to have machine guns.
To get machine guns.
Yes, to get a machine gun.
So
we have quite
so
a bit. Go
now,
to the shooting
if these
ranges.
things turn a regular gun into a machine gun, you're saying you would
I'm
not allow
saying
it.
is New Hampshire has many, many machine guns. If you do a Google search, okay, you can see here, New Hampshire gun laws, okay? Wait a minute, I'll show you right here. That New Hampshire on machine gun. Okay.
I guess my whole point is that you guys won't do anything. And I agree everyone should own a gun. But I'm trying to find something that will slow it down, not necessarily
Other
slow-
states-
and let
You know
people
something?
buy guns.
You know what you need to do?
You won't even do it.
You know what you Democrats need to do?
Oh,
Yeah,
Democrats.
because you're the only ones raising hell. You need to stop watching
You
what goes
know,
on in Chicago, in Detroit, where they got
you
strict gun laws.
told me you would not have
I wouldn't.
on your gun if you left home something that if they stole your gun and they had to open it, they'd break your gun. You wouldn't even have one of those put on your gun. They went out and killed somebody.
Show me the problem in New Hampshire.
Show me the problem in New
Yeah.
Hampshire.
You know, New Hampshire is one of the safest states in the country. Why? Because people have the right to protect themselves. Criminals think twice about this here. Look at the FBI statistics in Detroit.
And I'm gonna do
You know
it, and
something?
I'm gonna do what you do. One person that this happens to in New Hampshire is the reason why we should do it. You always guys pull this on one thing. If one thing happens, then
Show
we got to
me.
write a law for this.
No. The Democrats do that, not the Republicans. If there's one issue that goes on, you all of a sudden want to fix the
What
world.
don't you realize?
No,
You call me
what
stupid.
don't you realize?
I am saying to you,
What
I
don't you
believe
realize?
people should own guns. How do we slow down and stop people from shooting themselves
to
with
Chicago.
your gun?
Go to Chicago.
Because they break into your house
Tell you
because
what.
you didn't put it away.
Go to Chicago, take the
Excuse
New
me,
Hampshire gun
we're not
laws.
talking about Chicago.
Show me
We're
all-
talking about here.
Show me all the murders
And
in
you
New
want
Hampshire.
to know something, ladies and gentlemen? What this gentleman right here is, and I understand how he's thinking. He's nothing. You can buy a machine gun as far as he's concerned. Yeah, you can buy.
But you
Okay,
gotta get a
everybody can buy a
But you
machine
got to get
gun.
a federal license, idiot.
Right.
Okay,
So,
you're an
okay.
idiot
So do you need a
sometimes.
federal license to get one
No.
of these things?
No, you don't.
No. So
Obama.
wait a minute.
Obama
Excuse
put
me.
that in
No,
his
excuse me.
ATF.
No, he didn't.
Obama did.
Question: should you have a federal license now to get one?
I never gave that much thought.
There you go.
I never gave that much thought.
It doesn't make any
But
difference.
listen what will happen in the law. Listen to me right now. Millions of those are already sold. They're already out there. So to turn around and repeal and make them illegal, what do you think is going to happen?
Well,
all the criminals
No,
will have it because
no,
all the law-abiding citizens
but
will
I
turn
would
them
say
in.
maybe.
We'll turn them in.
Well, hold on. How about if one wrote a law, a grandfather type law, you have one, that's fine. All you had to do is register, you got it. That's all. Would you do that?
The only ones that will do it is the law-abiding citizens. The criminals will not do it. Now, if you want to fix gun issues in other states, take New Hampshire gun laws, bring them to Chicago, let people arm themselves so they can protect their families. Right now, if you're a law-abiding citizen in Chicago, it takes an act of Congress to get a gun
You know something.
to protect your family.
You want to use Chicago. Chicago
Show me the
Chicago
problem in New Hampshire.
is killing gangs, and the people who get killed are
Show-
from misshot.
Show me the problems in New Hampshire. Because people can
Do
protect
you
themselves.
you can't see the rest of the world?
I don't care about the rest of the
Yeah,
world.
we go. You
I
don't care
care
about
about New Hampshire.
You will let people
People-
own a machine gun.
You know, in my district in Londonderry, you know, we have a rod and gun. We have a gun club. Many of my constituents own
You know,
guns.
everybody should go to a gun club.
Many, they do. Many do. They got a waiting list to even join to go there. We got an NRA in our state teaching more women today that have gun permits in New Hampshire than many other states. More women are going to these gun courses.
I agree that people should have the ability. I also agree. I also say you buy a
something?
gun. You know what
You're a typical
You know what a
Democrat.
gun? No, typical Democrat.
Government's the answer. Put restrictions on it. You might hurt yourself. Don't play tag in school. Don't play hide and go seek. You might hurt yourself. Don't play football. You might hurt yourself. I'm going to tell you right now, you're all out of control.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just remembered. He wouldn't even consider making this new thing that hooks on to make it a machine gun.
I won't.
Think about that.
I won't. Because
You can't get anything them to do anything.
Because the only ones that will have them are the criminals.
And you know what the problem is?
You know, what is the reason for Second
You want to know what the
Amendment?
problem is?
Can I read you something?
No. Oh, here we go. The Constitution.
I wanna
As
read
if
you
I
something.
don't know.
No, you don't.
I'm not
Then
disagreeing with
tell me
you.
what 2A is in
I
New
am
Hampshire.
not disagreeing
Tell me
with
what
you.
2A is in New Hampshire. What is
Pardon
it?
me?
Tell me what the Constitution Amendment is in New Hampshire.
For what?
For guns. Protect yourself. What is it?
I
me
believe
what it
it's
is.
you have the right to buy a gun.
No, tell me what it is. If you know so much.
Excuse me, you have a right to buy a gun? Do you need any more?
Okay, I'm going to read you the Constitution, New Hampshire, Article 2A, the bearing of arms. All persons have the right to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves, their families, their property, and the state. Cut and dry.
You know, I want to just say this, and you can say something. We'll move on. Look, you can't stop a nut like this crazy, excuse me, son of a bitch. All right.
Okay.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You can't stop.
It's tough. All you can do is be quick
by the way,
take them out.
they're saying, how do you get it in there? Let me tell you something. This guy's out there spending $1 million. He doesn't carry his own bags up. People do it. They give him a suite. Because he's called a whale. That means a person who spends a lot of money.
Right.
They give him stuff. You can't stop that. But what you can stop is making those guns from machine guns and bringing them back to single shots. That's all.
You don't seem to understand, so you don't get it. You know, that's just why.
Okay, this is it. You got the last word.
In Detroit, they got a new chief of police a few years ago. Don't believe me. Check the FBI statistics in Detroit. The new chief of police came in and told the citizens, law-abiding citizens, to get a gun permit. Go and take gun training there to protect yourself because the police are 5 to 10 minutes away. More gun permits were issued in Detroit. That crime dropped 50%. It's in the FBI statistics.
No, all right.
You don't believe me?
That's the last word. Let's move on.
Read the FBI statistics.
Let us move on.
Do a Google search.
Let us move on.
Okay.
You know,
Trump's doing a great job. Haney.
See,
Your
you brought it.
president.
I'm glad you.
Your president's doing a great job.
I'll tell you what. I didn't like Trump. I didn't like what he said, women and all that stuff, and it surprised me. Okay,
Did you
but
like
it was
what
your.
Weinstein's
It was,
been
hold on a second. Your group. All right, got in. I could not imagine, in my wildest dreams, I thought he was smart.
He is.
Instead,
Very smart guy.
he doesn't even listen. In fact,
Like what?
like
what? Tell me what.
the Attorney
Tell me
General's office doesn't even have the proper
Tell-
people
tell
in there.
me what.
The Secretary of State doesn't have the right people. Are you kidding me?
How are you saying they don't have the right people? Tell me how they don't have the right people.
They have jobs. The Tillerson needs information as he
Yes.
travels around the
Right.
world.
What's the
Those
holdup?
jobs that researchers are not even there.
No, that's not true. that is not true. You just
called the president a moron?
You just threw out
Who called the president a moron?
You just threw out what we'll call
Who
fake
called-
news. Okay? You're just like NBC and all that other.
Man.
The lies and
man.
the deceit that the news is putting out there against this man. I never, ever in my time ever seen the attacks that a president has taken. the disrespect whatsoever of the people's choice.
How can you have all the military people say, don't do this? How can you have
Like
all
what?
the
Don't do
former
what?
people say,
Don't-
don't do this?
don't do
How
what?
can you have everyone in the
Wait,
world say,
tell me.
don't do this?
Don't do what?
Don't aggravate the person
do what?
in North Korea.
Explain.
Instead, he's yelling and screaming like
know-
he's
you wanna
outside
know
the guy's
something?
door. He
No.
keeps doing it.
You know something? You're wrong. There are more
Oh,
and more.
false news.
No, something.
False news?
There are more and more
Falsehood.
generals that have said the same thing, that he needs to stand up to Korea and say enough is enough. You have to take on a bully. You just once again threw out a bunch of garbage.
You know what? And this is true. We've got missiles that we can shoot anywhere.
Right.
And we can hit an ant crossing a street.
Right.
All right,
Yes.
in North Korea.
Yes.
They don't have a freaking missile that can go 3,000 miles.
Well,
In
they-
fact, if they added the warhead on top, they'd have to build a bigger missile. What are they, 2 years, 3 years
have
down the
troops.
road?
We have troops in Japan, in Yokota, Yokosuka, Okinawa. He shot missiles over that country. He shot missiles.
That was
Okay. Donald Trump is one of the very first presidents
Yes,
that I've seen
give
that is
Japan
standing-
nukes.
that is standing up to them. Is standing
Give the
up.
Japan nukes.
Japan is our friend. They're our allies. We're allies with Japan.
Yes, I know.
They're our friends.
So you think they should have nukes?
Okay? I think they should be able to protect themselves.
You
yes.
think they should have nukes?
I think the war's over. I think American troops need to come back home from Japan, and Japan should be able to.
Do you
Yes.
think they should have
Yes,
nukes?
the reason why I do, because that way there people around them that have nukes will think twice about messing with Japan,
in
and they can stand up for themselves.
Japanese Constitution, after they
They
had
say
some
no.
crazy
Right.
people,
Right.
all right, not
Right.
stop the war. It's
one-
in their Constitution they cannot have an army.
I am one thing that says enough is enough with the taxpayers paying for Japan's security. We'll help them if there's a time of war, like we did before. Same thing with Germany and other areas in South Korea. But the thing is that we keep spending money on them for year after year after year of taxpayers' money when we have so much infrastructure in our own country that needs to be repaired and bring our own country back up. That money should be spent. Or they should be paying us to be there to assist.
All right. Now, may I say something?
Sure.
All right. What people don't know, it's you're acting as if you don't know this.
No, I do know a lot. You'll be surprised.
During a
I'm a
war,
military man.
Japan went to China and was fighting China.
Mhm.
And they took Chinese women and used them to do anything they wanted to.
Mhm.
China hates Japan.
Right.
They do business with Japan,
Yes.
but there are
But over the years, they became friends.
let me finish.
They
My
work hand
my
in
son
hand
lives
now.
there.
Right.
My son lives there.
Mhm.
All right, and he says you cannot believe how much they hate Japan.
Okay.
All right, all right. When we had a little problem when Castro let Russia bring in the missiles, that was called the what? The Cuban Missile Crisis, right? And we scared
Kennedy.
them.
Yeah.
If they hate Japan, and someone gave them a nuke, what do you think they'd do?
I don't think they'll do anything.
I'll tell you what they
I
would
don't
do.
think no, they would.
You know what they
know
would do?
something?
You know what they would do?
What would they do? Just to
They
know
would
it all.
take Japan over without firing a shot.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. If you understand
The
that,
Cuban Missile Crisis is 10 times
you
over
know
there.
something? If you understand,
You don't even know that.
will you listen to me for a second? If you understand China and you study their military, and you look at their equipment and you look at their missiles, they're inaccurate. Their technology is terrible.
I beg your pardon.
You know something?
They stole all of our technology.
You
Their
know something?
technology is as good as ours.
When I went into Iraq, okay, we read on Chinese equipment, okay. We read about Russian strategies, okay, before we went in Iraq during Desert Storm. We were told to read this stuff there so we can identify the different types of planes and missiles and what rockets are being used. Now, and if you look at this stuff that they from China, the Scuds and other stuff that was shot, they were sporadic. They weren't accurate. They weren't even hitting their targets. They had no clue.
Well,
we took them out in 3 days.
and you want to know?
Russian and Chinese equipment.
ladies and gentlemen,
What don't you understand?
misinformation. Not news.
Misinformation.
Here's a little.
You're saying I don't know what I'm talking
no,
about.
you don't.
I
Here's
don't.
a little news for everyone.
I only served 22 years, served in the war.
China,
He served in the Cub Scouts, but he knows.
before Cub Scouts.
Yeah. Did you were a Cub Scout or Girl Scout? One of them.
Oh, don't go me. I'm trying to be serious here, but China before America
Mm-hmm.
shot a missile out of space, outside of our atmosphere,
Right, and took out a
and hit
satellite.
a satellite
Right.
before the United States did. Don't tell me
No.
China does not have the.
Not before the United States.
No, that's
we
not
have
true.
The
That's not
capability.
true.
No,
That's
wait,
not
we
true.
never shot it at a
No,
satellite.
we did.
You know,
We did shoot it.
When we
they
shoot
did
it.
it 1st and the problem is that when it all breaks up, there's all these thousands of pieces, and they're still
in
all right.
this
Okay, so
space.
please let's not.
Okay.
Okay.
I was there with their equipment. I seen their missiles. I seen their guns that we took and captured. We had them
Would
in our
you say?
base.
Would you
I
say
would-
Russia is better than they are?
I would say Russia is better.
Much
than,
better?
But Russia.
Who's Russia's ally?
I want you to look
Who's
at
China's
Have you
ally?
ever studied the Afghanistan and Russia 10-year war? You ever look and see what went on? They took a mile, moved back, and Afghanistan took back their mile. They went back again, back and forth. You look at what's going on in these other countries there with Russia. Russia's strategic plan is a straight-on approach. Okay? This is why we beat them in Kuwait, because Saddam's...
We weren't fighting Russia and Kuwait.
You're not listening to me. Let me finish. Saddam's people, his military was trained to Russia. They was on Russian tactics. Okay? So we knew their tactics. Why do you think we made a scare tactic that we were coming in from the beach? Why do you think we did that?
Yeah, okay. Well,
Why do you think we did that? Because we knew how they were trained,
No, the
their
reason,
military.
The reason why Kuwait didn't last
Oh, here we
long
go. He knows
was
it all.
because of a soldier.
Because of what?
A soldier.
Soldier what?
Yes, he was the individual who put this all together and kept building and building. And everybody said, well, why don't you go in and get Saddam, and why don't you stop
They
this?
wouldn't go in
And they
Saddam.
kept building and building and building.
you know what
And
I'll
all of
hold
a
up?
sudden, there's so much that's this big against this much, and they run and the war's over.
No.
That is called in the art of
No.
politics. You keep
No.
building it up until you scare the hell out of people.
The art of politics is winning a war without one round going down range. No, you're wrong. Okay, first of all, we bombed the hell out of them every day, around 24 hours a day. They were shell shocked. They were giving up. They couldn't take it anymore. They spent all their time in their bunkers. We were taking them, boom, blowing them up. I was in Kuwait. I seen the damage. I still smell the burned bodies from the tanks we blew up from the sky. Okay, I still smell that stuff. I still see what I seen.
You know,
Okay, so you have no clue.
you know, it's okay
You
to
have
throw. It's okay to throw that in because I understand that. But let's just get back. You have to understand, and he has to understand
Yeah.
that Japan,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
China, Japan is just like Cuba and America. The difference is, the real difference is, China believes that Japan is part of China. So isn't Taiwan. If they put a nuke inside there, they would take it back. There would be no argument.
You're assuming.
No.
You're assuming.
What would Kennedy have done?
It would never happen.
What would Kennedy have done?
It would never happen.
It's the Cuban Missile Crisis. What would they have done?
Kennedy stood up to them. He stood up to them. He called them out, Kennedy. You Democrats didn't say nothing when he did
Right.
that. He stood up.
So Japan
now
is going to call out
So now
who?
you got Trump that's calling out there, this Kim little rocket man.
You know something?
And you're all losing your panties in an
something?
uproar.
And you know, you're good at confusing.
No, it's the truth. It's fact.
All right. Know this,
at the
everybody,
history.
because this is really the truth, and you can look it up yourself. The Cuban Missile Crisis in the United States, bad. If you had
I thought Kennedy did a great job.
China and Japan with nukes, that's like the Cuban Missile Crisis. The difference is China would either bomb the hell out of them or they would own it. And then they would go and get Taiwan. That's history. All right. Want to talk about anything else?
No, I tell you, Kennedy was my idol there because he stood up to the bully. He stood up to Russia and Cuba on those missiles. He went right at them.
You know, you can't.
So what's the difference what Trump is doing? What's the difference? What is the difference?
Tell Al. It's
Tell me
it's scary. They're even
Kennedy calls out Cuba on
coming
missiles.
from the White House. They're
Tell
saying
me
this
what-
guy is
No,
going a
no,
little overboard.
No,
Fake news.
those are fake sources.
Fake
They're
news.
coming out with sources. Show me
I
this.
know. Yeah.
Who are the sources?
Fake news.
Tell me who from the
Fake
White House
news.
has
All
said
right,
this.
okay.
Tell me. No, you just said something.
No, it's
Hey,
and when you
back
hear
up what you just said.
When you hear NBC or CBS, ABC, that's fake news.
Can you
it's fake news.
Can you back up who's the source? Who's your source you just brought out? Who's your source?
Well, I would think that the Republican who is leaving what is his name?
Corker, Senator Corker.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he would have some knowledge.
Yeah.
He's a little scared.
Uh-huh.
And when he names three people who are in between him, three major people, like two generals are in between
And the
Trump
generals-
and the
generals came out and said he was wrong.
Between the Trump and the thing.
The
no.
General.
No.
General.
You asked for one.
No, Mattis.
You asked for
and I
one.
just told you the generals come
Yeah,
out and said he was
right.
a liar. He was wrong. Mattis came out and said that's BS. General Kelly came out and said it's BS. Tillerson came out and said it was wrong. Fake news.
I do not believe that this individual would have made a statement like that.
But read the history, okay,
I
on the Cuban
don't
Missile
care
Crisis with
what
John
he.
F. Kennedy.
I
on
don't
the
care
things
what
he
you
said.
say.
The Cuba and Russia. That man there, because he was tough, he went right at them, he called them out, and they backed down.
It's amazing how
Do you notice-
It's amazing how we talk
Do
about.
you notice North Korea has been quiet?
Yeah.
notice?
You know how we're talking about a very prominent Republican making a statement. There are only three people in front of Trump before he gets to the codes to bomb the world. Three people are going to stop him. This individual is not a stupid man. He said that.
Mm-hmm.
This was said. You asked me to give you one person. That's one person.
But I just told you how that one person lied, and he was already proven wrong on the news. Because, matter of fact, the General Kelly, Chief of Staff, the first time.
So are you
came
saying
out.
what he said is fake news?
I'm saying yes, because they were going at it.
So he said it,
ran
so
his
it's
mouth.
fake news.
Yes, I'm saying that,
All right.
Senator, because the president would not support him. That's why he stepped down.
Why Banyan says that Trump has a 30% chance of making it through his full presidency? I thought they were friends.
I never heard Bannon say that. Never heard Bannon say that. Can you show
Fake
me where?
news?
Show me where.
I'm not.
Show me.
No.
Show. You just said something. Show me. You see, this is why I am doing a show with a man that just throws things out there, and the Democrats will believe it.
Fake news?
Yeah. Show me. Show me what you just said. Your
Well,
source.
I'll tell you what.
Show me your source.
As you always say, look it up. Banyan said.
No. You said it. You brought it up.
All right.
I always show you my sources.
You know, Al, it's something that you and I must agree upon.
What's that?
All right.
That we got a great president?
No, we don't have a great
Yeah, we
president.
do.
All right.
We'll agree to disagree.
What happens is that every president walks in, all right,
Okay.
with their personality.
Right.
All right?
And he's got a street
Okay,
personality
hold on.
in New York.
Everyone's got a personality. Every single president who's walked in has their personality. During their presidency, they keep their personality more to them and start acting like a president.
Which he has.
Okay? Now, problem is Trump hasn't got to that point.
Oh, yeah.
When he starts acting like the president,
Tell me
all right,
how he hasn't acted like a president.
this is the point
Tell
where
me.
he will break.
You just made a statement. Tell me how he hasn't acted like a president. Tell me.
Oh, let's stop.
First of all, where's the definition of
let
acting
us
like a
stop
president?
sending money to and helping this. What island is it? Puerto Rico?
No, he never said that.
Ours?
He never
He never said that?
He said we will not be there forever. He did say that. We're not going to be there. He's right. Because FEMA, Puerto Rico, Houston, Florida, and Houston, they're all standing up.
But you know,
they're all helping.
You know something. This is the interesting thing. You showed me stuff on
I'll
your
show you what he
computer
said.
during the election, and you said it's right here. It's right here. See pictures.
But I brought up
and
CNN.
you know what we found out?
What's that?
That what you showed me was fake news.
Show me which
that
one.
That came from Russia.
What was fake news?
That came from...
What? No. Show me which one I brought up that was wrong. You just lied again. Show me what I brought up that was not. That I didn't bring up CNN, MSNBC, or ABC, or Fox.
I got it.
Tell me what...
I got it.
See, no, you throw stuff out there. Tell me what I brought up. Don't call me out that I brought up something. I'm a source guy. You know, I don't watch movies. I don't watch this. I read. I'm
Al,
okay? I see what's... I
I
watch what's going
saw
on in Congress.
you had stuff on there
No,
that
no,
was...
like what? Like what?
All right. Are you...
Like what?
I got a question. Do you think Russia influenced the election?
I think they had something to do with it. yes.
Influence?
I think they tried to.
And
They've been doing it for
and
years.
I didn't believe it until I heard Facebook.
Oh, no, we've known about it for years.
Google.
You know, Trump knew about it last year.
Did you know about that?
I mean, Obama.
So,
Did you know Obama?
So you don't.
Hey.
So you don't think that the Russians swayed people?
They've been doing it every year in
No.
every
Do you
country.
think? No. This is.
No, I don't think they swayed people. No. You know, the
Well,
American people are smarter than
I
that.
said to you.
You had a bad candidate. Face it.
Yeah. I said.
You had a terrible candidate.
I said to you, when he became president, he's our president. Fine, I accept it.
No, you didn't.
You
never said I accepted.
I
No,
did.
Every show we do, it's all about Trump.
All of a sudden,
he's in your brain.
we find out
Trump
that
is living in your head.
70,000 votes in 2 states could have made the election. If you take a look at all the propaganda, which was absolutely bull.
No, that's not true.
Bull.
That's not true. You telling me the Podesta emails are
Oh,
bull?
really? A pizza place.
Are you telling me the
pizza
Podesta?
place?
But that was on the Podesta email. It was on the
A
Podesta email. That's how it came up.
place has Hillary Clinton selling children and prostitution and a pizza place?
That was in the Podesta emails that came out.
That's right. It was in the Podesta emails.
How come John Podesta?
And that's who put it there.
How come John Podesta?
Who put it there?
How come John Podesta?
Who put it there?
WikiLeaks there, whatever his name is, Assad.
Put it there.
How come John
Do you
Podesta?
believe that?
How come John Podesta never came out and denied any of it?
You know,
how come?
ladies and gentlemen,
Tell me why.
There's the fake news
Hey,
he believes.
tell me why John
John
Podesta-
Podesta said that. And why would he say that?
He never came out.
Why would he say that?
I don't know. He never came out and said
And
none
did
of it
somebody
was
walk
true.
in there with a gun?
Why didn't
One
John
of your
Podesta,
guys?
You know, you act like an idiot now. Why didn't John Podesta ever come out and deny any of those emails? How come?
You know something?
Why didn't he?
How in the world
Well, you're not
would
answering
somebody
me.
come
Answer
out?
my question.
All right, I'm answering.
Why didn't he
How
come
in
out
the
and say it was
world
false?
Would anyone even believe on the Republican or the Democratic Party that Hillary Clinton is in with this guy who owns a pizza store and they're doing prostitution and they're selling women? How could anyone believe that?
Because
And then it's in his emails
You know, first
that
of
they
all-
were put in there by the Russians, and you think that that's true?
that there was not put in by the Russian there. That was in a John Podesta email. John Podesta.
How did it get
John
there?
Podesta never came out and denied any
So
of
the
it.
question is,
John Podesta.
No, so the question is, so that's what he believed?
You know, he was invited to a party and go through the emails. Don't believe
Oh
me.
no,
with the
no,
P. Okay?
no.
No. I'm saying Judy proved it to you on his emails. He never denied it.
I'll tell you what. I don't want to get into that because that brings something really bad.
Yeah, it does bring
That
up bad.
was fake
But
news.
no, it was
That
not.
was fake news.
Read his emails.
We do not want to talk
Hey,
about that.
let me ask you something.
Because I'll tell you something
If
right
the
now.
Russia was
Nobody
involved,
would believe that.
How come the Democrat DNC would never let FBI look at their servers? How come?
Servers?
Yeah, how come?
Excuse me.
The server? No, you're acting like an
Excuse me.
idiot now.
Wait a
Stop
minute,
it.
Wait a minute.
You're acting
Trump's
stupid.
got servers.
No, we don't.
His son has servers.
No, your son does.
They're using telephones that are not secured. What's this all about? Using computers that are not secured.
First of all, his sons can use servers that are unsecured because they're not cleared. They're not involved with top secret. They don't have the clearances that I had when I was in the Marines.
Son-in-law, excuse me.
Now the son-in-law, we don't have. We don't know he had servers. That's like BS. That's BS. Okay, you bring this stuff up with no proof.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to do a whole show on fake news. Because you want to know something.
I
You
don't
want
wanna
to know
do it. I'm
something.
so
You want to
tired
know.
of
You
the
want to know
fake
something.
news.
You want to know something.
I wanna
Al?
talk.
You want to know something, Al? They showed the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times, okay, and they showed these fake news things, and they found out more people were going to the fake news because they love to have something to
Can
talk
I add
about.
something to my constituents that watch this show here in Londonderry, or all around the state, or if anyone else that not my constituents? I came in here today to talk about New Hampshire, talk about the legislation that I'm involved in here. Donald Trump is living in the Democrats' head. They can't get over it. That's all they can discuss. They can't talk the issues. They have to focus on Trump. Okay? So this here is what I'm involved in, that I brought in legislation. I'm missing a few others to talk about today. And we got 3 minutes left. We spent all this time because Trump lives in my friend's brain.
No,
and other Democrats.
No. What you can't do, and no Republican can do, is they cannot stay on one issue without bringing someone else.
No.
You got close to you and you can't find an answer. The first thing you do is you go to Obama.
What can I
Then
find?
you go to Hillary.
No, I go to the
Then
source.
you go to Chicago.
I brought my
then
computer.
we're talking about
No.
New Hampshire.
No, I brought my computer in here every show because I never believe anything that comes out of your mouth. So I can go to the source. Trust but verify. I believe what Ronald Reagan used to say. Trust but verify.
All right, Al, we have 2 minutes. I just want to say to you.
Are you doing all right physically
Yeah,
now?
no,
I know
yeah,
the mind's still not there. But
I just want to say something
What's
first
that?
because it's important.
go ahead.
You take it and you give it.
Oh,
And
but
when,
we're still friends, brother.
and when we say there's no show like this, there's no show
No,
because
there isn't.
you can't get two
Right.
people to do this
Right.
and not beat each
No,
other up.
that's right, and still be friends.
And so when we say
Right.
this is the only show of its type, and by the way, it's only on Access TV. And if you want to come in here and you don't believe me or you don't believe you come on in. We'll give
I'll
you
go
5 minutes.
nose-
Right here's a seat
I
for
will
you.
go
Come
nose
on
to
in.
nose.
Call Richard. Call Kenny.
I will go nose to nose with anybody at this table. I will go nose to nose on the issues with them. Because like I said, I am not a movie guy. I'm a news junkie. A lot of stuff I even listen sometimes, even on Fox, I got to go and question it. Okay? Or I'll send a message up to the White House to somebody I know up there and ask. Okay?
Well, you know, there are people out there who believe me and there are people out there who believe you. And what we try to do is we try to get our points across.
Right.
But like we were talking about guns, something's got to be done. But I understand we don't want to stop people from getting guns. So you can't do
No.
that. But something's
It's a
got to be done.
constitutional
What
right.
do we do?
And what we can do is do what New Hampshire's doing. We're a safe state. We're doing something right
All
in
right.
New Hampshire.
So when we say that this is the only show of its type, it is because I give it to him and he gives it to me and we
I
take
take
it
it, yeah.
and then we come back week after week after week and do the same thing. And so I'd like to see other people trying to do this. We got 1 minute. How can people get in touch with you?
Oh, very simple. I mean, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I have a website, www.albaldasaro.com. You can reach me at 425-6997. Or you can stop by my house at 41 Hall Road in Londonderry. I've had Nashua residents come to my house, on other issues there, veterans issues I've helped. How do I get in touch with you?
Well, Gidge World, all they have to do is to go there and you will find my artwork. I'm
Can
an
I
artist.
stop by your house?
Yeah. Of course, 22 Hayden Street. Everybody knows where it is. My telephone number, everything's
Hey, I heard you're
published.
running for council.
All right, okay, listen.
running for
no,
council?
we'll talk about that later.
No.
Access TV is the only place you can get this, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, always support TV access. And I'll tell you something. If Trump tries to do something, we go first. That's it.
Go Trump!
Go Hillary.
Yeah, she's already lost. Yeah, go Hillary. Yeah, to jail.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.